You know, there used to be a sickness in this town. We used to have an issue as Browns fans. I mean, we've had a lot of issues over our time, but there used to be a time that any player that was on the trade block, any player that requested a trade, any veteran that got released, like, oh, come on. He fits the Cleveland Browns. Bring him on in. Because that's all we had. That's all we had was signing big name guys and giving out contracts. I didn't want to name players, Ryan, but you know the guys. Hey, man, we got Dwayne Bowe. Hey, man, we gave Kenny Britt a lot of money here. I think Paul Kruger is exactly, that's unfair to Paul Kruger, but you know what I mean? Anytime we'd sign a player or anytime there's a player even semi-available, there's a thirst. And I think it starts with Browns fans. We're smart for the most part. And we get football. We know who the good players are, and you want to improve your team. I understand all of that. So when this Brandon Ayuk stuff that I guess is maybe picking up a little bit of traction, I sit there and I say, are we just defaulting back to a time of the past when Browns fans are just like, yep, give me everybody. We want everybody. And that came from our teams were not very good. You hope that that player would be a part of the turnaround, and this would be a guy to help things get better here. The Browns are just fine in a lot of different positions. So when I think about the interest, whether it's not, you know, I see the reports, I don't know how legit they are, that maybe there's a fit for Brandon Ayuk. Maybe the Browns are actually going to go make the trade for him. I pumped the brakes. I pumped the brakes on several things when it comes to that potential trade. Not only what you would give up, but what you already have here. We've got a little exercise for you this morning that we'll get to, Ryan Tyler, about Brandon Ayuk and maybe his fit with the Cleveland Browns. They're back in Berea. Great to see him back home yesterday. Back this week, we get preseason football. Yeah! Love it. The drinking game. A bracket this week that I think a lot of Browns fans are going to enjoy. We'll talk some guards. Hey, split against the Orioles. You get that tiebreaker. But some people didn't like what they heard from Stephen Vogt after that game yesterday. So we got a lot of guards to get into. We'll recap a busy weekend in Cleveland coming up. We'll get to the big week for the grid, right? Every week we try to get the grid. I want to win some stuff for some Browns fans out there this week. So we're going to be on our P's and Q's when we come to the grid coming up. We'll get to timeout. We got the morning update. Beautiful Monday right here on Big Play. Welcome to the show, everybody. I am Matt Fontana. He is Ryan Tyler. Happy to have you alongside on a beautiful week. I feel like training camp has now started. I really feel like now they're back in Berea. Fans were out there. We still get the grainy videos, which are great. And we have a lot to recap, too, from Kevin Stefanski yesterday. Offensive line. How much is Deshaun Watson going to play? So a busy football-related show this morning. We'll get to some some baseball coming up as well. You can follow us on Twitter, X, at Matt Fontana Show. YouTube, subscribe there. We're over on Twitch and Instagram, at Matt Fontana Show. And it's close, baby. It's close. Do you think I'd get in trouble? Think I get in trouble? You tell me right now, right?
I don't know, to be honest. I don't know the plan. I'd probably maybe wait.
Maybe wait. Really soon. Really soon there for it. We'll get to that when I'm going to get in trouble for that. That's all right. So we'll get to that coming up. Something new coming with you, with our friends here at Big Play. So we'll announce that when the time is right. Diving right into this Brandon Ayuk situation. So I want to start with this, Ryan, and this is how you get screwed up, man. I saw tweets, and now that anybody can buy a badge and pay for their whatever, I didn't want to say report. I saw it on Twitter, which is usually how you get in trouble by starting a statement with, I saw this on Twitter, that apparently Browns are one of the few teams that are poking around this Brandon Ayuk trade. And I think most people probably know who Brandon Ayuk is. He's the number one receiver, I say that in quotations, with an offense that is just stacked. Out there in San Francisco, he's had a couple of good years, and he wants out. He wants to get traded. They don't have him on a long-term deal. They have a lot of other guys that they have to pay on that offense. But for right now, he's at training camp, is he not, with San Francisco? Like, it's not.
Holding in.
Yeah, he's holding in. Those are bad words for our friends down in Cincinnati with Jamar Chase. So he's there. He's disgruntled. I'm sure that they are fielding calls on trades for Brandon Ayuk. And I've always said this about any general manager, and Andrew Berry's no different. You're not doing your job if you don't call. If you don't call to at least see what they're asking for, if you have interest, there are some guys that it comes across the fictitious waiver wire, the fictitious text thread that we all think all 32 general managers are in. Hey, man, Brandon Ayuk might be available. There's some that you look at and you go, that doesn't even make sense. Don't even worry about it. There's others that kind of pique your interest. Brandon Ayuk, though, no. My answer is no. And there's a couple factors at play with this. Number one, this is a trade. This is not you just give him money. It's, Jerry Jeudy, not getting him for a fifth or whatever you gave up for Jerry Jeudy, and then you have to pay him. So you have to give up players. And I'm sure they're going to ask for starting level players. So on that stretch, and again, everybody's trying to trade Greg Newsome out of this town. Okay, maybe you throw him. I don't know if I see a package that would actually work. That's number one. Number two, you do have to pay him. You think he's going to come here and change his tune all of a sudden about playing this season without a long-term deal? And I know the Browns, we talked to Jack Duffin on Friday. Great insight always with Jack. The Browns do have a little extra cap space this season. You want to use that up to get Brandon Ayuk here on a one-year deal? Do the same thing with Amari, right? Give him a little bit more money for this season. Again, I don't think that's enough for Brandon Ayuk. The third point that I have is weirdly my strongest one. But I also think this is one that people would look at me and say that this is kind of out there. So Ryan, you have to give me my bearings on this one for me, all right? Is Brandon Ayuk that good? Is Brandon Ayuk really that good? Now, you would instantly tell me I'm an idiot, right? Oh, what are you talking about? I wonder, and that's something that you have to do with a player leaving an offense like that. Is he really that good, or is he a product of the system? I almost said victim of the system, but it's working out for him. Is he a product of what they do in San Francisco? He's got Kittle and Debo and Christian McCaffrey, and say what you want about, but it's the same conversation people have with Brock Purdy. Is he going to be worth all of that money that they probably have to give him because he's playing in this offense with Kyle Shanahan, who I have to fully admit I think is the best play caller in football? I'm a big fan of Kyle Shanahan, right? So you got to ask yourself, if you pulled Brandon Ayuk out of that and brought him here to Cleveland, are you getting the player that you think he is? And I just asked that question. I mean, again, maybe San Francisco people will tell me differently. Maybe people that are in the league, no, man, he's really that good, and he really does it all. Here's our little exercise. You ready for this?
Sure.
I'm going to give you two wide receivers. You can probably guess who one of them is going to be.
Okay.
Wide receiver number one, over the last 2 years, 78 catches, 1,160 yards, 9 touchdowns. Last season, 72 catches.
Wait, what? You said the last 2 seasons.
Over the last, that was 2 seasons ago. Do you want totals? You want me to do totals?
No, I see what you're saying now.
Would that be easier for me to do?
You're giving me two receiver stat lines?
2 receiver stat lines of 2 years each. Okay? Yeah. Receiver A, 78 grabs, 1,100 yards, 9 touchdowns, 72 catches, 1,200 yards, 5 touchdowns. That's receiver A.
Amari Cooper.
That's correct. Receiver B, 78 catches, 1,000 yards, 8 touchdowns, 75 grabs, 1,300 yards, 7 touchdowns.
Ayuk.
Is that not the same?
Pretty damn close.
Is that not the damn same? That was bad on my part. I knew. I was like, you knew one had to be Brandon Ayuk. The other one, I was kind of like, yeah. So that's. You want me to do one more for you?
Sure.
All right. Now, you don't know who I'm Googling on this one.
Correct.
Okay? Correct. All right. So, again, for Ayuk and Amari Cooper, about like 70, 75 grabs, 1,100, 1,200, 1,013 touchdowns, about 7 and 8 average, right? Mm-hmm. All right, let me get you one more here. 87 catches, 1,000 yards, 9 touchdowns, 100 grabs, 1,200 yards, 7 touchdowns.
This is just another receiver, right?
Another receiver. But again, is it not It's about the same
Wait,
over the
say
last
it
2
for me
years.
again?
All right.
Yeah.
87 grabs,
Okay.
1,046 yards, and 9 touchdowns. 100 receptions, 1,200 yards, 7 touchdowns.
Diggs?
No.
Is this an AFC North guy?
Yes. There's only one answer to that.
That's not Jamar.
It's Jamar Chase.
Well, I thought he had more.
Because he was injured too a little in 2012, and again, Cooper's missed time, and so is Ayuk. So that's what I'm saying. Because you would sit there and say, if you could trade for Jamar Chase, those numbers don't compute. Like if I just gave you those raw numbers, you would almost be able to tell me you could throw a blanket over Brandon Ayuk, Jamar Chase, and Amari Cooper. They're the same statistically. You, me, and everybody know that's not true. Jamar Chase is a level above both of those guys. The question is where you slot those other two in. And that gets back to my point about Ayuk. I could look at stats and say, okay, yeah, this is great, and that's that, and all that kind of stuff. I truly ask myself, is he a product of the system? And I'm just bringing that up because I have concerns over that. Jamar Chase, I would not have concerns over that. If you had the opportunity to trade for him, no question about it, right? Brandon Ayuk, though, I don't know. So when you factor in all the other stuff, you have to give something up to get him. He wants money, and you already have Amari Cooper that's under that blanket. I mean, if we ask the question, would you rather have Jerry Jeudy or Brandon Ayuk? Of course, everybody's going to go with Brandon Ayuk. You asked the question, would you rather have Amari Cooper or Brandon Ayuk? My answer unequivocally is Amari Cooper. I've seen him here. I know he works in this system. And the money right now is about the same. And if you wanted to jump in, maybe you're concerned about Jerry Jeudy. And I know he had that nice catch yesterday that everybody saw on social media. That's great. That's awesome. Fantastic. Turn it around. Let's see where you go. But the Browns have already made their bed that their future is tied into Jerry Jeudy. Now, if something came about that they wanted to pivot and they say, okay, maybe now Brandon Ayuk is our future, and that's where they want, then I would have concern to go, well, then why don't you give a lot of money to Jerry Jeudy? Why don't you just hold on to that, make the trade for Brandon Ayuk? And this will tell you the Browns are going to make this move. I don't see it in the slightest, to be honest with you. And it's more about the future money, which whatever happens with Watson's deal, and Jack is still thinking that restructure is still the key for Deshaun Watson to spread that money out. If you feel like you can get Brandon Ayuk here and get him a long-term deal to make him happy, and he's going to be better than Jerry Jeudy, or maybe replace Amari Cooper, then the Browns are going to go make that move. I just don't see. I don't see any of that.
Well, you would have to replace you if you get Brandon Ayuk, and I don't think they will either. I don't really buy into it at all. I would imagine you have to give up Amari Cooper this year. You'd be sending him to San Francisco. It'd be almost like a swap.
Would it be? Would they want him? I don't know.
They have to. Why wouldn't that?
Then ask that question. Who for the 2024 season?
That's my whole point. Because if they're both going to be essentially a 1-year rental-ish type, unless you're going to give
and take out what
money.
you'd have to trade.
Okay.
Take out. I don't give me a player other than Greg Newsome. I feel so bad. I just keep ripping Greg Newsome. Give me somebody else you'd put in that trade package. That's the other problem.
Yeah, who would you?
Who would you put in there?
I mean, that's the point. I mean, you're talking about San Francisco. They're locked in every position. The only reason they would do that trade, if they even would, is because why? Because you're just getting this 1-year rental that you know is going to be able to probably replicate exactly what Ayuk did.
And the thing about Brandon Ayuk staying in San Francisco, is that not the best option for him to cash in? And I get that players are fighting for money, and Jamar Chase and CeeDee Lamb and all these other ones. Your best bet is to play where you have been playing, put up ridiculous numbers again, then get to free agency. And I get the injuries is always a part of that, and they want their guaranteed money, and they feel like they deserve to be paid. I ain't knocking that. I understand that completely. But, like, I really do not. I call me crazy. I don't see the fit. Now, would Brandon Ayuk help this offense? Well, absolutely. But again, it's not a signing. It's a trade. Run through it. You are not giving them Nick Chubb, David Njoku. They ain't taking Deshaun Watson
Well, that's
from
why
him.
I'm saying, too, the only way that trade would ever make sense and it would happen is if the 49ers wanted Amari Cooper, which that's literally the only way that trade would make sense.
I want to put this up there.
It makes no other sense.
At Matt Fontana Show. Take out what you would give up from the trade. Take out the money.
It would be like
this season, the 2024 season for the Cleveland Browns, who would you rather have, Amari Cooper or Brandon Ayuk?
Amari Cooper.
So would I. I want to see where the fans are at. I want to see it. Because if you believe that he would have to then be in the trade,
makes no sense to
flip over to the defense. Who would you send him there? Again, we keep bringing up Greg Newsome. Denzel, no. Delpit, no. MJ, no. Do they want Obo Okoronkwo? I go to the D line. Who would you go?
Don't even waste your time. I'm telling you, the only way that trade happens is if you're swapping Amari Cooper.
That's what I'm saying. So that's why I want to know if you could pick just for this season. And again, put aside anything else. Just who would you rather have in a Browns uniform this season? Amari Cooper, Brandon Ayuk? The answer is Amari Cooper. But I want this. I'd love the other side of it. Somebody make the pitch for Brandon Ayuk. What would your pitch be, Ryan? Let's play devil's advocate here for a second. I'm gonna put on my Keanu Reeves, John Wick hat here for a second.
Like, here's my pitch. I mean, well, I don't even think it's a strong one.
What's your number one?
My number one is just, but here's the thing. I'm not even going to factor in his age if I'm not going to extend him.
Fair.
And then it's like, yeah, is it possible that Brandon Ayuk could have a better season than Amari Cooper? Well, of course that's possible. They're both very talented receivers. I don't think the gap is really that big. But if you're not extending him, there's literally no point to that deal. And I don't see how the Browns can do that. I don't see how they do that.
I would agree. And you're also entering I don't want to say blank storm, but you would then be trading away an important player to your team.
It would make no sense.
You know what I mean? Like I'm not saying this is like baseball with the clubhouse and the relationships or all that, but Amari Cooper has become one of the most important and beloved players on the team. What does that say if they just ship him off?
And I mean, also, obviously,
and I want to preface this by saying I don't buy any of this. Yeah. I'm not buying any of this stuff with Brandon Ayuk.
And like we talk about with Deshaun Watson, why are we going to take away what he called the best receiver in the NFL? And like obviously your quarterback's going to hype up their own players,
hype each other up. I get it.
But like, he saw what Amari Cooper did while he was on the sidelines all year, and he saw what he did with him when, he was his best target. And of course, it's Amari Cooper.
The other thing that I look at when it comes to
I'll say this real quick, Matt. If it's not a clear, imminent upgrade, which I don't think it would be in this case, then just you don't need any extra variables heading into the season.
No, that's another point, too. You're trying to figure out what Watson is, and you're trying to get ready to go, and there's comfortability there. The other thing I was going to ask you, though, do you think any of this has to do with an uncertainty on Jerry Jeudy? And it's hard, man. It's been the off season. They're a week into training camp, a little more that they were at the Greenbrier. We're back home. I like everybody. I see videos and it's on air and practice and all that. Is it that people are uneasy about Jerry Jeudy? Like if Jerry Jeudy, I think if people had a stronger case to believe that he was the future. And I'll boil that and trickle that on down to Cedric Tillman, or I guess if you want to do Michael Woods or David Bell. Like if you had other guys that you felt extremely confident about over the next couple of years, this conversation becomes even that much easier to go, you know what, we're good, man. We're good. It's all good. Like, I don't begrudge, if it's true, if it was legit, that Andrew Berry dialed that phone and he called John Lynch, who I missed in the grid last week. Laid up. It was Broncos, Buccaneers. And John Lynch was one of my favorite players growing up, and I didn't even think about it. Anyway, he calls John Lynch, and he just goes, what are you thinking over there? What's going on? And also, the fact that we are getting into kind of crunch time. The same thing with all these other receivers. Say what you want about training camp practices and the importance of all that kind of stuff. All right, you miss a week. All right, fine, or whatever. They need him out there sooner rather than later, right? The season will be here before you know it. And I don't know if that's something that you can wait up until the week before the season and then go try to make some trade like this and just and it goes both ways to upset that establishment.
Makes no sense to do it.
If you're going to go get him, go do it now.
Because my whole point is you're not going to have Brandon Ayuk and Amari Cooper on your that's.
Why would you?
I promise you that's not going to happen. You're not going to have both of them on your team.
And Jerry Jeudy. No, I'll give you one better. You will not have all three of those guys on your team.
And
way.
That's my whole point is you already signed up for Jerry Jeudy. You extended him. And to be quite frankly, you didn't pay him like he was this stud wide receiver one. I mean, maybe 5 years ago that would have been wide receiver one money.
Yeah.
But and then at the end of the day, it's like, okay, if receiver's an issue next year, which it very well could be, given that Amari Cooper's gonna be free agent, I mean, then just deal with it then. I know that sounds silly to say, but it's not like Brandon Ayuk's this generational talent. He's very good, but it's not like he's some Justin Jefferson thing.
Yeah.
And also, just you have a first-round draft pick next year if you really need to do it.
There you go. Receivers, and they're going to have other positions. The other thing, I like where the Browns are at from a roster standpoint. I think I saw this on PF, and it might have been OBR. Shout out to everybody. They did the 22 positions for the Cleveland Browns. Ryan, you and I have talked about it. I got about 20 of those cinched up. But beyond that, it's almost like you're robbing Peter to pay Paul. If you give up another player, now I've all of a sudden got a hole at D-line or offensive line or like whatever you would want to trade, right? You all of a sudden, I like where the Browns are at, but a player or two gone out of those, now I'm starting to have questions. You know, Wyatt Teller always used to be the guy that everybody would trade. Can't do that.
Matt, I wasn't
Can't do that.
I wasn't here Friday, so I didn't get the chance to listen to Jack. Were you able to ask him about Ayuk, or did this break kind of after?
No, I didn't ask about Ayuk.
Would the money even make sense for an extension?
So the big thing that I didn't know from Jack is that the Browns are operating about $26 million in cap space this season. Now, you cannot forget
that's without restructuring Deshaun.
That's without restructuring Deshaun, and you get to roll that money over. So I did ask him about Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah about a new Myles Garrett deal, because I would think they would use some of that money up this year to maybe do that. Or, again, roll that cap over. There's nothing wrong with that. And that's where Jack, by the way, big thing from him, he still feels like a restructure is going to happen. And he says a lot of the Browns' restructures do hit sometime in August, and we're barely into the month. So he still thinks Watson's going to get that restructure, tie him to the Browns even longer, even though I don't want them to do that, and I want the out built in. But, yeah, the same thing. Like, could you get Brandon Ayuk here and give him the bump for just this season like you gave to Amari? I'd rather just keep Amari Cooper here. If the money is all the same, even if it was a 1-for-1 trade, I'm still going to default to the guy that I know is here. And I've seen him in this offense, and I know he wants to be here. And then, even if this season, let's say, same thing, right? They get Ayuk here, he has a great year. Well, then you're in the same boat after the season that you would be with Amari Cooper. Here's a receiver that played well. We need to extend him. Then you would probably get into the, well, you know, Brandon Ayuk's a little younger. Maybe it fits a little bit more. Sure. Okay, fine. But you also, like, do you think this trend is going to come to an end anytime soon with these stud star wide receivers wanting out of places? I don't know.
No, not
everybody's getting so, like, that's my thing. You get your draft pick back. And I also think there's just going to be openness for you to be able to go get a receiver if you need him in the future. I'm out, man. And again, I'm not saying that these are like even credible reports, but it's circling. And like, you know, you go on Twitter, like trending in Cleveland. Brandon Ayuk's trending in Cleveland. Somebody had him going to, somebody projected if he went to New England.
See, like that.
Because that was the other team.
That would make sense.
Dude, when is the last good wide receiver that's been in New England?
Edelman.
Maybe, and they created that. I know Randy Moss was there for a year, but it's like they just seem to have a black hole for wide receivers.
Well, they don't draft them.
Well, no, they do. They just suck.
Like, I'm saying they don't draft good ones.
They don't draft well. Yeah, I mean, I'm just scrolling through Ayuk trending right now. I love Brandon Ayuk, but in 4 seasons, you see him do what Amari Cooper does every year.
Right, that's my point.
Somebody has him trying to go to Cincinnati. I don't think that's going to happen. It's just, I mean, again, I roll off and I just say I don't think it works.
It doesn't.
For a lot of different reasons. And at this point, you wonder about the other teams, right? Because supposedly it's the Patriots and the Browns. That was one report that we saw. The fact that it is coming up, and these are legitimate reports, that their talks are starting to stall with the 49ers. Like, this comes from NBC Sports, NBC 49ers. And I don't know who Matt Miyako is. Seems pretty legit. 30 years covering the 49ers. He put an article out yesterday that says San Francisco could end up trading Brandon Ayuk. Let me click on this. I'm just curious. I'm just curious. Why would the 49ers be willing to move Brandon Ayuk? Oh, sorry. My sound's on. That's a rookie move over there. I apologize. Shout out to Fanatics, though. That was the ad there. Why would the 49ers be willing to trade Brandon Ayuk if they only receive draft picks in return? The answer is they probably wouldn't. San Francisco is built to win now. There's no reason for them to be interested in anything that weakens them for the upcoming season. But what if they could acquire a proven wide receiver in addition to future draft picks? Now it makes sense. Here's that report from Cam Marino of NFL Draft Buzz. I ain't knocking Cam. Don't know who they are. Sure, they're legit. Saying that the 49ers, the Browns and the Patriots are the most likely trade partners. Then Mary Kay wrote, the Browns could afford to pay Ayuk if Amari Cooper went back. So that gets back to exactly what we're talking about. It's one or the other. In such a scenario, writes Matt Morano from NBC Sports, the 49ers could get a veteran receiver to immediately compensate for the loss of Ayuk, and the all-pro wideout will go to a team willing to provide him with the big contract he desires. Are we? Are they willing to do it? Browns would be getting Ayuk, a younger player who's improved every season he's been in the year. We went through the stats already, and he was selected as a second-team All-Pro a year ago. General Manager John Lynch said in the open of training camp that he expected Ayuk to be with the 49ers this season. Every general manager says that because they don't want to lose their leverage. I'm sure they called. And if the teams, and Matt writes this too, if the teams are deep into talks, Ayuk's representation would already have to receive permission from the 49ers to speak with those teams on potential trade partners and potential deals down the road. The fact that we haven't gotten that probably tells you we're still at a little bit of an impasse. He's scheduled to make $14 million this season after the 49ers picked up his fully guaranteed fifth-year option. A new contract would likely pay Ayuk somewhere in the neighborhood of $30 million. Is he really a $30 million receiver? In the neighborhood. Could be 27, could be 32.
I don't do.
That's
everybody's
just,
making that money.
Right? That just seems crazy for Brandon Ayuk. Could you, well, can I just give you one trade? You give them a 2. Yeah, they need a receiver, though. Damn it.
I'm telling you, it's not possible. It wouldn't make any sense for them to do that.
What if you just gave him a 2? But again, that goes exactly against what Matt is writing here.
They would not do that.
A 2, and then you tell Brandon Ayuk, you're on the hook for 14. We'll pay you 25 this year. We'll give you an extra 10. 25 off, and that eats up all the Browns cap space. I'm trying to find a world they keep Amari Cooper, and you're right, that world does not exist.
No.
I don't see it. I wanted to start the show this morning by discussing it, and our question is up at Matt Fontana Show. Who would you rather have take every factor out of it, Cooper or Brandon Ayuk? I am fighting, and I'm really trying to see a world that it works. I've yet to come up with one, Ryan. We're 28 minutes into the show.
No, because it doesn't.
Don't see one. And I love it. In the Twitter inbox, hit us up on YouTube. We're up. Find me some way to get it done, and I'll listen. But for right now, don't see it. All right, let's flip over to practice yesterday. Kevin Stefanski speaking, back in Berea. Always love it. Great to see the fans out there as well. A lot of changes out there. Not the big bleachers anymore. And I know there's a lot of fans out there trying to get tickets and all that kind of stuff. Help each other out if you can. I know there's people retweeting, hey, I got people coming out of town. If you got extra tickets, if you can part with them, check out Twitter. There's a lot. So the biggest thing that I took from Kevin Stefanski yesterday is a question that's been surrounding the NFL all week. How much are starters playing? Right here, okay, Jaden Daniels might play a little bit. Daniel Jones is all excited to get out there and play in the preseason. Great. Question is, Kevin Stefanski, how much do you think Watson is going to play in preseason? Sound courtesy of the Browns from yesterday.
Working through that, Tom. I've talked to the coaches about it. We'll have an update this week, but really want to sit down with the coaches and talk through it.
Would you play him? You're Ken Dorsey.
Yeah, I'll play him a quarter.
You play him?
I'll play him a quarter.
I'd play him too. I would too. I would. Now that then inherently goes, you got to play the offensive line, and we're going to talk about the tackle situation with Coach here in a second. That offensive line's been a hodgepodge, man. You know, I know Brian Allen didn't really factor in. He's going to be a backup. They release him. You've had to have Hudson in there, all these rotations. So I think it's hard because your offensive line has not been set through camp. But if you play Watson, you got to play the O-line. There's no question. You put your starting quarterback out there, you had damn well better put your starting offensive line out there. So that comes with, are you playing Joel Bitonio? He's a little up there in age. Like, you need Wyatt Teller out there. You need Ethan Posick. I'm with you 100%. I'm playing him. And I get the risk of injury, and I understand that he still has some, experience, and he's not like a rookie. I need him in there facing a real pass rush. I'm going to keep just beating this drum, and I'm going to keep bringing it up, man. My issue with Deshaun Watson, yes, accuracy, and yes, this and that. I think it all comes back to one singular thing, and that is feeling the pass rush. When he was in there, I saw him vacating clean pockets. I saw him not having the presence of feeling that pass rush. You only get that with live action. I guarantee you, Ron, that is something you do not feel in practice, okay? The receivers and the corners, they could be going full go. Deshaun Watson stands in that pocket in Berea knowing he ain't going to get hit. He knows, even in joint practices with the Eagles, that they're going to be screaming, don't touch the quarterbacks. Remember when Greg and Todd Haley got bitching at each other that one time? Good teams don't hit the quarterback. Then block them. God, I loved that. It's the last time Hard Knocks was good. Hard Knocks have been trash. They got that fight. Todd Haley, good teams don't hit the quarterback. Greg snaps back. He goes, somebody better block him then.
He's back.
I love that, man. In practice, he's not going to get hit. That's why I need him in preseason, man. That's why I need him in there to feel that pass rush. And I'm not saying that unlocks all the issues with Deshaun Watson, but for me, that's it. So I want him out there. I do. And it doesn't, at that point, I don't care who the running backs are. I don't really even care who the wide receivers are. If you put Posick, Teller, Hudson, Zinter, I guess, maybe. I haven't seen if Zinter's working on the right or the left. I think he's working right guard. And then again, Conklin, I don't know if those guys will play. We'll talk about the tackle situation in a little bit. I want Watson out there. I do. He's got to feel that pass rusher. He's got to make the throws. And I'm not saying that you have to do 7-step drops with him and let him go back and throw deep balls where he knows he's going to get smashed. Do quick stuff. Let him get that feel back, but I'm playing him. And I think there might be leaning that way. I just don't know how. With Kevin Stefanski, who was not going to give you that answer, right? He was going to say, we're going to go talk to the coaches, right? How could you not lean towards, yeah, man, we need to get him a little bit here? Not even a full quarter. Get him 2 series. Get him something out there. I would have to think you're leaning that way. But we'll see how it goes. Talking about the tackle situation. So again, it's been with Wills and Conklin being injured. DeJuan Jones is back out. I forgot about DeJuan Jones. I kept saying who's going to start out there. DeJuan Jones would be one of them. What's going on with the tackle situation? And I want to preface this by saying, you know me. I respect Kevin Stefanski. I like him a lot. Ryan, I didn't like this answer. I did not like this from Coach Stefanski. Question yesterday, do you have some clarity on the offensive tackle situation? Here's Kevin Stefanski, audio courtesy of the Cleveland Browns.
I would say at this point in camp, there's really clarity, or there shouldn't be much clarity really across the board. You want to continue to work for different roles and different opportunities. So obviously you work through the injury piece of that, and guys are in and out of the lineup, and that's okay. We understand that, but we're really not setting a depth chart per se this early in camp.
Kevin Stefanski makes millions of dollars. He's a 2-time NFL Coach of the Year. He's known more football. He's forgotten more football than I will ever know. What do you mean you don't have clarity? Okay, again, just let me get on my soapbox for just a second here. I get what he's saying is the peewee football mindset of you got to compete for your position, man, and we need competition out here, and you want people fighting. Wyatt Teller's your starting guard. Ethan Posick's your starting center. Joel Bitonio is your starting left guard. You want to fight the tackle position out, that's fine. I don't like that. I would rather be focused on knowing these guys are our starters. And, he's not going to let the cat out of the bag yet. And he's right. Injuries are a big factor in this. If these guys aren't back and healthy yet, then you're going to have to rotate guys on through. But the fact that he's like, we don't even have clarity yet, I go, that's not good. That gives me some nerve. That gives me a little anxiety there, Ryan, about like, we're into camp. We're not done yet. It's not like it's a week before the season. You go, we don't know who your starting tackles are going to be. But the fact that he goes, we haven't even set the depth chart yet. I was like, I don't know if that's true. I'm not saying he's lying. And it sounds like I'm going after Coach, and I love Coach. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, you got to have some little. And again, it's not that he's going to give it out to people. But even like when he goes, across the board. You know Myles Garrett's your starter. You know Denzel Ward's your starter. You know, like, there's so many things where it's just like, cut the bull crap. You know these guys are going to be your starters. He don't want to say it, that's fine. But it's like, Ryan, should I be getting nervous that they don't have clarity? Again, he doesn't have clarity on the offensive line. Is that a cause for concern?
I mean, well, the only thing we don't know for sure is the tackles. Like, obviously,
interior's fine. Yeah.
And I mean, I don't know how far along the injuries are. It's like, I guess.
And they're all guys that you would be okay starting. It's not like you're sitting here really
if you
worried.
Want to start, let's just say, let's say Conklin is 90% healthy. Well, would you play him, or would you play 100% healthy DeJuan Jones? You know, I don't know.
I mean, yeah, and that's like, they got to also see what fits best as far as like the whole line. And, you know, it's not just like, okay, Conklin is better than DeJuan Jones. It's maybe he plays better with Wyatt Teller. Those guys have more reps together. Like, what is best for this offense with Deshaun Watson, which, again, we've seen glimpses. You know how much he likes to move. You need tackles and guards that can move. Two of the best things about Joe Patoni and Wyatt Teller, they can freaking move. They get to the second level. You need that with a quarterback that's going to have to scramble and move. The one guy that I feel like is lost in this whole thing is Jed Wills. I feel like I haven't heard any update. I'm going to Google him right now. What do you think the last thing has been about Jed Wills?
Who knows?
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't understand.
Something about a surgery, probably.
What is going on there, man? I really, maybe it's good. It goes back to what? The old offensive line adage. It's good when you don't talk about him. That's not what I like about Jedrick Wills right now. I don't like that. A little update, something. Is he back out there? Is he at least practicing? Like, what is going on with Jed Wills? And also the future, where I've left that door open that he needs another contract, right? People are so quickly to dismiss Jedrick Wills. Okay, fine. Who are you playing left tackle in? I flipped DeJuan Jones over. Is it that easy? It never is that easy. He seems to be a little bit of the lost man in this whole thing, which isn't good. I didn't like that from Coach. I know it's early in camp. We haven't even played a freaking preseason game yet. I get it. I just want a little bit of that clarity. And I think eventually it'll get figured out. Final thing from Kevin Stefanski, and this is really more off what Zadarius Smith had to say over the weekend. Did he bring up Aaron Donald when talking about Mike Hall? He did. So Zadarius Smith, who's been around the league and he's seen it all, man, he says he sees a little Aaron Donald in Mike Hall's game. Listen, man, I'm all for pumping up your teammates. It's a high pedestal, man. When you are talking about arguably, but probably the best defensive tackle to ever play the football game.
Maybe just player ever in general.
I wouldn't go that far.
I mean, who else on defense? Like,
I mean,
I'm not saying you
like,
can't
you
make an
would
argument
say
for
that
why.
Lawrence,
You can't make you can make an argument for Ray Lewis. You can make it but
he's up there. By the way, did you see that? Somebody put Ray Lewis on the all 2000s team. It was Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, somebody else, and Ray Lewis. And granted, I'm a Ravens hater, but I was just like, eh.
You don't think Ray Lewis was that good?
No, I don't. I don't. And I'm jaded, and I hate them, and I hate the Ravens, and I don't like him. So I'm going to say what it is. I think Ed Reed was a better player than Ray Lewis. I respect Ed Reed's game. I thought Ed Reed was a more impactful player than Ray Lewis.
Well, what linebacker are you putting above Ray Lewis? 2000s.
I was a big Brian Urlacher fan, but like I know that's loon. I know that's crazy. I'm not going to get into that debate. But I just think, like, would you say the greatest defensive player of all time? Who is it? Would you say Lawrence Taylor? Would you say LT? Would you say Aaron Donald?
I would say Aaron Donald.
If you want to go by DPOY, it's either him or Watt, right?
Yeah.
Right? So it's up there. So, like, and I get that Zadarius Smith is just trying to probably pump up Mike Hall. And I will tell you this. Is there not? I want to look this up real quick here. Because I'm just shooting from the hip on this. Is there not a little bit of a resemblance to Aaron Donald? Like when Aaron Donald was on with Blake and Greg Williams, you missed that interview. Go back on Big Play, come get some. And he talked about being a little bit of an undersized D tackle and how that worked to his advantage. Mike Hall is listed at 6'2", 280. So, like, again, he's not some 6'5" guy that's a decent size, but maybe that's where that comparison is coming from.
Aaron Donald's even smaller than that.
Aaron Donald, I think, is even smaller than that. I think he's a little shade over 6 foot, something like that. But he's just pure muscle, just jacked out of his mind. So, with that, with Za'Darius Smith saying Mike Hall reminds him of Aaron Donald, it's high praise. Kevin Stefanski yesterday, your thoughts on those comments and what he's seen out of Mike Hall, audio courtesy of the Cleveland Browns.
Mike's done a nice job. Going back, we talked about Mike early in camp. He really takes this seriously. He wants to be great. He wants to work at it. I think he's really lucky to be in a meeting room and on this practice field with some vets that have worked really, really hard to get where they are. And Mike can see that from those guys and can kind of work appropriately, if you will.
I think that's Kevin kind of pumping the brake. He's still a rookie. He's still in the meeting rooms. And I'm not saying that Za'Darius Smith said he was going to. This is the exact quote from Za'Darius Smith on Mike Hall. He's different, man. He reminds me of Aaron Donald a bit. He just wants to learn, asks a lot of questions. To have a young guy like that just wants to continue to get better each and every day. It's just big for our D-line. We're happy to have him. He reminds Aaron Donald a bit. That's what he said. And maybe it's just he looks at him and he sees like, oh, man, he's kind of got the body type there of Aaron Donald. A lot of hype around Mike Hall, which is fine.
Yeah.
That's good. Great. I'm glad he's here in Northeast Ohio, back home again. There's always that little flavor to it. And is that not a big position of need? If you could turn Mike Hall into a 4-year starter on a rookie deal at a position, I'm going to call it for what it is, right? You don't have much there. That's not a shot at Dalvin Tomlinson or Shelby Harris or Siaki Ika, the forgotten man from a year ago. Like, you need somebody like that there. And we do talk so much about the pass rush of Myles Garrett. And you always think, oh, you need it on the other side. You need Za'Darius Smith. You need Obo Okoronkwo. What you really need is somebody up the middle.
Yeah.
When you can collapse that pocket, I'll tell you this. If you give me 2% of what Aaron Donald is for a second-round draft pick in Mike Hall, good. Great. I'll take that any day of the week. And I think that was a little Za'Darius trying to hype up his man. And now is really a hard time for the rookies, man. They're getting in. They're really into the teeth of their first training camp. Give them a little hype, give them a little pat on the butt and saying, all right, man, let's keep after it. But there are snaps to be had for Mike Hall this season. So,
yeah,
I liked it.
And especially on third down.
Yeah.
I mean, now you look at how GMs are even valuing D tackles. I mean, we saw Matabuke get a bag. You know, like who are the other ones at the Dolphins? Baremore. Like you're seeing
Vita Vea is making good money.
Yeah, you're seeing the inside guys get bags too. And yeah, if Mike Hall can really be a 4-year starter on a rookie deal, then that would be incredible.
All right,
like
we know Chris Jones, obviously.
If he's half of Aaron Donald, that's an amazing career.
Christian Wilkins, paid by the Raiders. Justin Matabuke, as you mentioned. Derek Brown, Quinnen Williams, Jeffrey Simmons just got paid. Didn't DeForest Buckner redo a deal maybe recently or something like that? Deron Payne, Dexter Lawrence just got paid. Highest in the league is Chris Jones at $31.7 million.
Yeah.
Should I have Chris Jones or Brandon Ayuk? Isn't that crazy that they would be making the same amount of money?
Yeah, man. That's how it works.
It's good to be a receiver. Christian Wilkins, 27.5, 24 for Matabuke, Derek Brown, and Quinnen Williams, 23.5, Simmons, Buckner, Payne's 22.5. Good problem to have. Give me there in 3 years. Obviously, you don't need to make that decision now. We'll find out about him. But that's pretty high mark, man.
I mean, who was like the last time the Browns had a
stud
like top 5?
Do you remember Ted Washington, man?
No.
Ted Washington was one of the largest, and I'm talking about with wise human beings ever. Remember we got Shawn Rodgers from the Lions? Everybody was all jacked that we got Shawn Rodgers. You know what? This might take some Google on this, but I feel semi-confident in saying that I think the last defensive tackle Pro Bowler for the Cleveland Browns was Shawn Rodgers in 2008. Seriously.
Yeah, I mean, I can't really think of anybody else that would be that.
Rodgers was traded to the Browns in exchange for Lee Bodden and a third-round pick. Came to the Browns. He made the Pro Bowl in 2008 in his first year here. Yeah, it's Haba Rubin. Remember when he was here, and they've just shuffled in so many other guys. I'm shooting from the hip. Tell me if I'm wrong.
I can't think of one.
Hang on, I can just do this for you. Browns Pro Bowlers by year. This will be a fun little trip down memory lane. Ready for that?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Dude. I'm starting at the top like the longest time ago. The Browns had 8 Pro Bowlers in like 1966. 1967. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 Pro Bowlers in 1967. We're pretty good. All right, we're going more recent here. All right, last year, we had 9. There you go. All right, searching. Guard, running back. Okay, offensive tackle, Thomas got it. Remember big play Gare, 2016. Let's go. Safeties, remember those guys? Deshaun Gibson, Dante Whitner both made it in 15. Jordan Cameron, 2015. Dude. I don't mean to do that.
What year was it?
2008. The 2009 Pro Bowl. So, like, for the 2008 season, the first year that Sean Rodgers was here, that was your last defensive tackle to make the Pro Bowl. And in fact, you want to go one further? He's the only defensive tackle that has made it to a Pro Bowl since the Browns came back in 1999.
Yeah, I believe it.
Was freaking Sean Rodgers.
I believe it.
It's been a stretch, man. And again, I'm just sitting here. I think you've had every other position. You've had offensive linemen, you've had wide receivers, you've had tight ends, you've had running backs, you've had quarterbacks, you've had defensive ends. Okay, it's linebacker, but like Jameer Miller went in 2002. Okay. No, Joe Schober went in 2018.
Yeah.
You know you've had corners and you've had a crap ton of safety. Literally. D-tackle is it.
Yeah.
D-tackle has been it. Huh. Fun little nugget for you this morning. I don't know if it's good or bad, but like, yeah, that's been a hole for the Cleveland Browns. Dude, we've had long snappers. Ryan Pomperian.
Yeah.
Oh, you want to know the one as I look at it? We have not had a kicker. How did Phil never make it?
Phil never make it? No, that can't be.
Josh's kick return.
That's not
Phil
true.
made it in 2013.
Yeah, you're tripping. I was about to say.
But I'm just saying, but he only made it once. So again, of the positions, excuse me, since 1999, you've had kicker and D-tackle once. You've not had a punter. Not had a punter. Come on, Bojorquez. Let's go.
It might be Bjorquez this year.
Nice. Coming off a solid year. So a little fun little trip down memory lane there for the Cleveland Browns. So our Twitter question is up. Ryan, please bring it up. I want to see what it goes.
Yeah.
Just this season, take everything else out of it. Who would you rather have, Amari Cooper, Brandon Ayuk?
67% say Amari Cooper.
I'm surprised that's close. I'm surprised it's that close. I thought it'd be a runaway for Amari Cooper. And again, I want him here. I don't want anywhere else to go. We'll see how it goes. So the Guardians, they split against the Orioles. And there were some people that took issue a little bit with it. Sounded like yesterday, Stephen Vogt made it sound like that was a win, that they split with the Orioles. Do you have a problem with that, Ryan? The Orioles are a very good team. They're hot on your heels. You took 2 out of 4, which gets you the tiebreaker over them when it comes to the playoffs if we get there. It was a really fun series. Now, we kind of got smoked yesterday. Oh, my Gavin Williams hype just went freaking. I was like, when he got that strikeout, I sent a tweet. I stood up and I was like, out. Just filthy with the 98. And then he's just giving up bombs left and right. Then Naylor gets you back in the game. And I don't know. That frustrated me. But it was a fun series back and forth. Your bats have finally shown back up, which is great. And tell me that Lane Thomas has not been the perfect addition to the top of that lineup, man. What a trade that has been. Did you have a problem, though, that Vogt sounded like, hey, man, that was a win that we split?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think, like, you didn't win, you split. So, first of all, that's not true. I get where he's coming from, but it's not like we were missing anybody, right? It's not like you're going to be playing them again in a month and you're going to be like, oh, now we have X player. Like, no, you had your players that you're going to have a couple months from now. So, yeah. Like, 1, you're at home. And then 2, I don't like what if that's a win to you, then you're just kind of admitting that they're the better team, which I don't like. I mean, get a little false confidence getting ready to go for the playoffs. I mean, the thing is, baseball is so hard. It's day in and day out. You got to focus on this day. There were some things I didn't like. You know, today, we'll get to our wagers for later today. It sounds like this is a bullpen day. They brought up Eli Morgan. I know he had a pitch yesterday. We take on Arizona 6:40 tonight. Oh, Logan Allen's back. So Logan Allen's your starter tonight. Yay.
What do you mean?
Yay.
You see, hey, man, did you see Tristan McKenzie had 11 strikeouts in his last start?
20 walks?
I don't know. I didn't see that. But you got Logan Allen back in the hill tonight. Get back after the Diamondbacks. That again, this is going to be another big series. They're fighting for NL playoffs and all that kind of stuff. But did I maybe want a little bit more out of that series? Sure. They got the split. That's all I asked for. I can't complain. So Emmett's got a problem with the vote being upset about it. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not, but like you said, you split. I mean, Orioles are a damn good team.
Yeah.
They might win the AL, so I mean, you can't really complain.
And then also Cobb, he'll be here this week. He'll be back up. Boyd is supposed to be ready to go. Bybee, they're going to push him back to the weekend. It's kind of a good time, though. You could actually use another starter here. And so I'm talking about like a window. Like if they push Bybee back, which they're going to, you leave a little window open and get some of these other guys up here for a little bit. I'm all for that.
Yeah, it was good to see Naylor back in action.
Yeah, he had been struggling a little bit. Quan isn't even leading baseball anymore.
Yeah, who was Witt?
Yeah, that slide, man. He's been on. But we'll get our wagers coming up tonight about. I got to win back. Rough day for me yesterday. I was slamming the under. I was like, dude, Corbin Burns, Gavin Williams, come on. Not well. Not good. So we'll get our parlay coming up a little bit for the Guardians. Tonight, Gallen versus Logan Allen up there at Progressive Field. So we'll see how it goes. Simone Biles just got silver. Her 11th Olympic medal.
Yeah, I saw that.
It's been a fun weekend, dude. Shout out to Noah Lyles, Katie Moon.
Yeah.
To the finals. I've got money on Katie. Bring it on home.
Is that today or tomorrow?
I think it's today.
What time?
I don't know. So they're 6 hours ahead of us.
Right.
So there, it's about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. About to be 4 o'clock. Hang on. Pole vault finals. Today at 1 o'clock. Today at 1 o'clock. She's in there, man. Let's go. Oh, that's the... sorry, that was... Yep, 1 o'clock today. Oh, no. Wait. No. Sorry. The men are today. The women go Wednesday. So we'll find out Wednesday for that. I've been watching a lot. It's been a lot of fun. Again, that Noah Lyles race, which is crazy. Did you see the picture?
Yeah.
A still frame of every 10 meters, and he's just so far behind, just runs those guys down. A lot of fun. Wrestling starts. Greco-Roman's going on this morning, so it's going to be a lot of
I
fun.
was watching a little rock climbing this morning.
My uncle came over yesterday for dinner, and he's a big, outdoorsman, and he goes, I missed all the skeet shooting. And I pulled it up on the app. I paid for Peacock, so you can just pull it up whenever you want. I was watching the skeet shooting.
Nice.
Skeet shooting, archery, the pistol shooting, all that. It's a lot of fun. My brother was watching look, we're always joking about everybody sitting on their couch just fat. They're just like, oh, man, you suck. Yeah. What do you do? Like, what do you know about canoe slalom racing? But you watch it, and you're like, Team USA, let's go. And they screw something up. You're like, I don't even know what they screwed up, but they suck. Don't even know what's going on, but you watch it. Did you see that triathlete got sick after they went in the river?
No, I didn't.
So I didn't know that there's a mixed triathlon event. Could you imagine going and having to do 2 different triathlons? So the river, everybody's freaking out. Somebody, it wasn't America, but it was somebody else. They had to have a triathlete drop out because they got sick after they went in the river.
Yeah, the poop water.
Well, they said it was clean. They said they were good to go.
The E. coli poop water.
Oh my God. But would you not do that if this is maybe your only shot to be in the Olympics and maybe win a medal? Wouldn't you dive in?
Sure.
Just close your mouth, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Make sure you don't have any cuts or anything. It's kind of interesting. And then, we haven't talked about it. Everything going out that female box, I guess female boxer. Like now it's coming out she is a female.
Yeah.
She's got a condition or something like that. And I know it's getting a lot of people in hot water because like Pat McAfee's talking about it. Everybody goes, where are you coming from with all this? Listen, man, I don't know. None of my business. I just feel bad because like that one girl, like 45 seconds in, she just quit. She goes, I can't do it. So I don't know. They'll get that all figured out. But I think it's been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun. The only thing is now track and field's done, gymnastics done, and all the swimming done.
I don't know.
I think it's close.
Yeah.
Like just the amount I've seen the swimming, there can't be much left. So what do you got this week? You already have the discus, because shout out to that guy, the American, that Krauser guy, who won his 3rd straight gold medal in the shot put. We got, the javelin? Got Katie going Wednesday. Isn't it done this weekend?
I mean, it's already been for a week.
Yeah, I think it's got to be done this weekend, but it's been a lot of fun to watch. So, again, we'll keep you updated on that as we go. It just happened this morning. Simone Biles got another silver. Jordan Childs also medaled there.
We didn't even talk about Scotty Scheffler.
Oh, yeah, Scotty won.
Yeah.
Tearing up a little bit. That's always great. It's like, I'm not saying he's entered Tiger level, but it's like you have to put money on him when he's playing a golf tournament. It's a little bit of a lesser tournament. But was there not drama about, like, Tommy Fleetwood put his foot on the gas? Like, here comes Hideki. I watched. It was a lot of fun, but yeah, Scotty getting it done.
Yeah,
that was
shot
cool.
a 62.
I know,
in the
that's
final
insane,
round.
isn't it? To go ahead and get it win. That's done. That's awesome. But, yeah, no, I think it's been great, and we'll keep it going on this week. So, again, Katie's in the finals. I have a bet. Just think I should let it ride?
Yeah.
Don't cash it out?
No.
Hang on. I just want to see. I'm just interested to see if it'll cash out. Because I placed that bet before even qualification, so she could have, fell over or something like that. Oh, I cash out, I'd lose money right now.
Yeah, she's going to win.
She's going to win. She was a dog. I got her at plus 550, man. Plus 550. So let's get it done, Katie Moon. Let's get it done here on Big Play Monday. Always our biggest day going on. Tonight, Big Play Cleveland show. Anything?
Our boy Noah.
Noah, Wisecoff, and then I'm sure Jensen will join us. He does every Monday. So check that out. Come get some. Blake and Greg Williams. And, of course, the Hanford Dixon Show with Gab Cruz. That'll be all night right here on Big Play. Go follow us on Twitter. Go check out our website. I'll tell you about that in just a second. YouTube channel. It's all there right here on Big Play, including our golf outing. BigPlay.com. Paige Sporanic will be there. I will be there. Ryan will be there. And also, you want to golf with Blake and Greg Williams. Go to bigplay.com. We have availability for regular foursomes or the opportunity for you to go play with the Williams boys, play with Hanford Dixon, or you could sign up for a charity event. So again, we want as many charities there as we can get. So you can go. Here's our tickets. You can get a ticket just to party. Come with us. Twosome with Blake and Greg. A three, so you and two buddies can go play with Hanford, or you and a friend could go play with Blake and Greg. You can get a ticket just to come for dinner and the garage beer and hang out, or again, charity activation. This is the big thing I want to bring up. If you have a charity and you want to help, raise some money, we'd love to do that for you. You can bring your team out for an on-hole activation. We'll supply you with a prize, and all the proceeds that you can get will go directly to your charity. So go to bigplay.com. bigplay.com. We are going to be out August 31st, which is a Saturday, and the Saturday of Labor Day. You don't want to kick that off a little bit of golf? Come on now. We're at Little Mountain. New bunkers are in place. Going to be awesome. And it's the 1 o'clock shotgun start, which is just perfect. Absolutely perfect. So check it out, bigplay.com. Get your foursomes. I got to find out how many are left because I don't think we have that many left.
Yeah, I have no idea.
All right, 12 o'clock is check-in time, 1 o'clock shotgun, dinner and more, 5:30 into the evening. We'll be there, Little Mountain Country Club on the August 31st for the Big Play outing with our friends at Garage Beer. It's going to be a lot of fun. We'll see you there, bigplay.com to get your foursomes today. All right, let's catch a break. When we come back, we're going to dive into the morning update. Ryan's got all the stories you got to know. We'll do the bracket this week. We'll get big week for the grid, man.
Yeah.
I want to knock this out for the grid. All right, so we'll start that strong today. All with you, Fontana Show, right here on Big Play.
Well, how do they know I'm doing this? Did somebody leak this out?
It's social media.
Oh.
It's just, that's the way social media works now.
I thought maybe you were just running that yap.
Welcome to Big Play, a sports media team that started back in 2014, and now we're not in a garage. Look at us, incorporating some of Cleveland's favorite sports personalities, bringing you fun and compelling content from downtown Cleveland. Coming to you live from the shores of Lake Erie and Burke Lakefront Airport, join Team Big Play for all the best sports talk in Ohio. Check us out on social media at Big Play, bringing you fun and compelling content from downtown Cleveland.
Anthony Schlegel, just how physical he was. You saw the girth and the power and everything he was bringing to the table, especially when he was a nice beefy 255 playing middle linebacker.
We were called soft last year. You don't want to be soft, especially when you come to the playoffs. So that's going to be a process throughout this season of establishing us as a harder team here in the
I don't buy into this nonsense, this conspiracy nonsense that he's got his money and he's dogging it. That's ridiculous.
They're off in the Kentucky Derby as Authentic takes them around the far turn. Tis the Laws making his move now, and they're into the stretch. These two stride for stride. Authentic, tis the Law. Here's the wire. Authentic has won the Kentucky Derby.
Welcome back on the show right here. Big play. I'm giving Ryan a morning update on something that's not morning update worthy because it's political, but I'll just say this on everything that's going on with a certain 3-letter acronym for a guy that was supposed to be running for president. You're going to get found out, man. What's one of the rules of the show? You're going to get caught. And 10 years later, so be it. But whatever, man. Let's get to it. The stories you do care about. Morning update. Ryan's got them. Fontana Show right here on Big Play. Welcome back. Follow us on YouTube. Subscribe to the channel there. Twitch at Matt Fontana Show. Of course, on Twitter, X, and Instagram. Ryan's got it. Stories. Go ahead, man.
All right. Well, the Guardians, they split the 4-game series against the Orioles at home. They're now 4.5 games ahead of the AL Central. Twins are creeping up there. Still got a lead for now. But now Arizona travels to Cleveland as first pitch today is 6:40. Logan Allen on the mound for the Guards. Zach Gallen for the Diamondbacks.
Yeah, I mean, again, if you're happy with the split or not, I know Vogt kind of made it sound like, all right, that was a real win for us. I think it was because they knew the importance of getting that tiebreaker. A start tonight for Logan Allen, they sent Cantillo back down. He got roughed up. Okay, fine. Dude, I'm going to watch for however long Logan Allen is here, which I would imagine it's just for tonight, and then they'll turn it over to, Alex Cobb is going to be starting for you in the playoffs at some point. Boyd, yeah, maybe, okay, we'll see. Every one of these starts for these guys to try to give some answers to Stephen Vogt about who you're starting in a playoff series, who you're starting coming down the stretch. You feel good about two guys, Tanner Bybee and Ben Lively. That's it. The rest of these guys are fighting and clawing to try to get their spot. Now, you would think, again, Alex Cobb, because they traded for him, has a leg up, which is a bad pun because he's got a hip injury right now. He's got the leg up to get one of those spots. But for every start here on out, man, is Logan Allen a bullpen guy for you? Do you really need him? Henches is back. You need a lefty. Like, all that stuff's got to get figured out. But, yeah, I need wins. And you're facing a Diamondbacks team that's above 500. And what are they, a game out of the wild card? Hang on. No, they're in the last wild card spot. They're a game and a half up on the Mets. And they're only a half game behind the Braves and the Padres for those top two spots. So they're fighting. They're coming in. They're feeling good about having Gallen on the hill for them tonight. Try to steal one. Let's see where we got. We'll get to our parlay a little bit later. Get ready to go for the Guards tonight.
Alrighty, Matt. Well, the Guardians have been great all year. The White Sox have been awful all year. The White Sox have now lost 20 straight games, Matt. That's the longest skid in 36 years. Chicago's losing streak is the longest in the big league since 1988 when the Orioles dropped 21 games in a row.
I mean, the thing is, now it's creeping into their heads. They try to show up every day, and like baseball is so hard. Even if you were playing in the Pee Wee or like Little League, right? When you're not focused, and that goes for any sport. But like when you show up, and the pressure that is on them to like not lose another game. And Ryan, I'm sure during this stretch there were a couple, but more recently, these aren't 1-and-run, 2-run losses. Like they're getting smoked. And they feel it collapsing in on them. That they're doing historically bad things. Now, will that stink ever go on individual players? Not necessarily, but it's like, they show up with just the weight of the world on their shoulders to try to end the streak. And especially when this streak is going that bad, they just need something to go their way. They need an error. They need a seeing single to score a run or something like that. I don't care, man. Screw the White Sox. They're bad, and they're going to be bad for a while. It's what they get for not trading Garrett Crochet away. Dude, again, you ever want to get angry about the Guardians or a little upset, just be thankful we're not them. Just be thankful, because there's some teams that are really in a bad way out there, and we're not them.
That's very true. We are not them.
Yeah, it's great.
Alrighty, well, the Michigan sign-stealing saga continues, Matt. New Michigan head coach Sharon Moore is one of 7 members from the 2023 football program accused of violating NCAA rules. The draft written by the NOA states that Moore could face a show cause penalty and possibly a suspension for allegedly deleting a thread of 52 text messages with former Michigan staffer Connor Stalions.
He thought just deleting them wouldn't count. Oh, man, I got rid of the evidence. What did we just talk about earlier? You're going to get caught. And we all know what they were doing. the biggest thing is how, like, one of the things I was reading about was when Connor Stallions was on the Central Michigan sideline, it's now about how did he get those passes, right? And then there was some thought that he was actually there to help Central Michigan or something. Like, it's all, dude, just trying to delete them when you've got the cloud, when nothing is ever truly deleted in today's technology age. Yeah, I mean, you're going to get figured out. And I don't understand how the NCAA, well, okay, they've got to go through every channel, right? And they've got to come up with this lengthy report that I'm sure will be 25 pages long, and lawyers and investigators, because Michigan's going to countersue and they're going to try to put this on appeal. So let Sherrone Moore keep coaching. That's one of my biggest issues. And so when you have a smoking gun, when you have, they knew the signs, Connor Stallions admitted he was getting them. Why do I need this investigation? Why can't the NCAA come down and just say, we know what you did, here is the suspension? And I'd be saying this isn't even my Michigan bias. This isn't even me talking about somebody who hates Michigan. If it was Ohio State, I would say the same thing. As painful as it was when they fired Jim Tressel, did I think that was a little too much? Sure. But there was no question. Guys were selling stuff for tattoos. That's it. Now, you want to complain about what the penalty should be? Sure, I'll listen to it. Let's stop with the, well, did they really do something wrong? Yes. Yes, they did. Now, the problem is, to then levy punishment, you've got to find out exactly what they did and how bad it was so everybody can feel good about what they're going to hand down. Dude, we know what they did. And it sucks because what's Jim Harbaugh doing? He's sitting out there in L.A. with the Chargers going, that sucks for them, doesn't it? What a slime ball. And that's all college coaches, right? Something bad happens, drop of a hat. Well, we'll see you later. Have fun dealing with that. That's one of the biggest issues in college, right? And it's not that it's not even like he went to another school. He didn't go to UCLA, and you could still hand down this punishment. He left. He went to the NFL. What are you going to do to him? And the whole, he didn't know about it, my ass. No way. And I mean, the other part of this, whatever punishment you hand down in something that is this is precedent, right? Because you never had something quite like this before. So what the NCAA wants to do is levy a punishment to threaten other people, don't ever do this again. You know what I mean? But, like, I feel like that's already out there. Is it not? Is the bell not already been rung to be like, hey, man, don't ever do this? The Astros sign stealing scandal, which, again, I'm still just so pissed off they never didn't take away from that World Series. But whatever. I think that was levied enough to be like, don't ever do this again. Now, people will find other ways to cheat, and they will do something different. But I think the bell has been wrong. Hey, we figured this out. You're going to get caught. You always do. Whatever they do to him, I actually don't really care. And I feel bad. I will say this. I feel bad for Sherrone Moore because he's going to stand there. He's going to be one holding the bag. And it's not really all his fault. I don't really care what happens to Michigan. They're going to suck this year anyway. And that's the thing, too. They probably don't care, right? Because in a way, it helped them get to a national championship and win it. So, whatever. They'll take that. Ooh, you're going to suspend them from bowl season in a year that they probably weren't going to make it anyway? Ooh.
Yeah, that's facts.
Vacating wins. Ooh, who really cares? They're not. And I'll tell you this. I don't think they should have their national championship taken away. There you go. I don't think they should be. So, hand down your suspension, vacate your wins, reduce scholarships. It really doesn't matter at all.
Alrighty, well, the United States, Noah Lyles is officially the world's fastest man after he gets the gold medal in the 100-meter final. He ran in 9.784 seconds. He defeated Jamaica's Kishane Thompson, Matt, by 0.005 of a second. Do you want to guess what his top speed was?
Okay, I think, didn't Usain Bolt run like 24 miles per hour?
Not sure.
Okay, so, but is it in that range?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to say 23 miles per hour.
Get this. According to Omega, the official timekeeper of all Olympic events, at the 65.15 meter mark, Lyles hit his peak speed. He was trailing at that point. That peak reached 43.6 kilometers per hour, Matt. 27.1 miles per hour. And he maintained that the rest of the race. 27 miles an hour.
As somebody that was never fast, That's so envious, man. I'm envious of anybody that was fast. I was not. I guess for like as big as I am, it kind of worked out. But I just to say that like you're that speed, man. Let's say you've got that. I think there's some titles that you can say are really cool. When you get
fastest man.
The world's fastest man.
That's crazy.
The world's fastest person. You are. I mean,
yeah.
And then like boxing, when you're the heavyweight champ, say you're the heavyweight champion. Or the UFC, they like to say that the UFC heavyweight champion is the baddest man on the planet, right? That kind of stuff's pretty. Noah Lyles has that, man. And especially when you add in, I think a lot of people saw his tweet where he goes, I deal with dyslexia, ADHD, depression, anxiety. I didn't let those things define who I am, and I overcame those. Then he didn't win his heat, and he was staring down that Jamaican guy, and then he comes back and wins it the way he does. That was pretty cool. And of all the events at the Olympics is not the one I think everybody is appointment viewing. It's why they did it on Sunday night. That's why they did it on a Sunday night. That of all the events, you want to see Katie Ledecky? I know. You want to see Simone Biles? I know. And it's not even like those are some of the greatest Olympians. I'm not saying that Noah Lyles isn't, but those women have so many Olympic gold medals. They're so good. That is the one event that everybody wants to see.
Lyles is the first American to win the race since Justin Gatlin in 2004.
There you go. There you go. And you get that title. I don't know how old he is. Like if he's going to come back and do it again. I know Sha'Carri Richardson was just short there in the silver, which is still, that's appointment viewing. Everybody wants to see that. And it's been a lot of fun. Again, the viewing of it and then having the Olympians and the American side show up the way that they have. And in those big events has been great. I can imagine that these ratings have got to be through the freaking roof for NBC. I mean, it's billions of dollars that play for them, but it's got to be huge. Everybody's watching, man. And again, the fact that U.S. has not that we didn't expect them to, but the fact that they're smoking it, they're dominating the men's basketball, women's basketball. So that's actually what's going to carry this week. Oh, you know how we're talking about like what's going to carry this week? Got a lot of basketball we got coming up. When do they play next? USA men's basketball because they got the number 1 overall seed going to the knockout round. Tomorrow, 3:00, Brazil. What about the ladies?
Do we know anybody from Brazil in the NBA?
I'm pulling up I'm pulling up their roster. So for you to see Olympic Games, where's the roster? All right, I got the roster. Okay, of their entire roster, there's only 2 guys that are currently in the NBA. That's it.
Who?
Mazohina Pereira.
Okay.
He plays for the Grizzlies. And Gui Santos, who plays for the Warriors.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's it. There's not even a guy that I would... You know the only name on here that I know? Tiago Splitter's an assistant coach. That's it. Tiago Splitter. That's it. That's it. And Mazohina Pereira, he's born in Rio de Janeiro. So I was going to say, he's actually got an American flag next to his name, but he's born in Rio de Janeiro. 6'8", power forward. Actually, you want to know what? He's not even on the Grizzlies anymore. Wait a minute. He signed a 10-day contract with them this past season, so technically he's not even on an NBA team anymore. What's that going to be? 30? 35 point spread?
No, dude. Oh, but what it actually...
I'm talking about the spread. Yeah. I'm talking about the spread. I kind of like when it's that big, I like the dogs. I don't know, and Riz mentioned this, and I thought it was a good point. Do you really see this Team USA as like ones that are going to go out there and we're going to throttle these guys? I don't really get that vibe from them.
They should.
They should, but they don't. Well, so I'm kind of more of like, I actually kind of like taking the dogs in a lot of this. So we'll see whatever that number gets to. We got to get our guards bet for tonight. All right. Let's focus in. All right. We have screwed the grid up the past couple of weeks. We did our giveaway for NCAA football. I've got the other giveaway lined up, ready to go.
What is it?
I don't want to spoil it.
I don't even know.
I know. I haven't even told you what it is. I don't want to spoil it. So here's what we have to do. 5 days. Complete. It's Monday. We're back on it here. 9 minutes. Ready? Go.
All right, 50 sacks for them boys.
Probably DeMarcus Lawrence, right?
I hope.
I would say
DeMarcus Lawrence?
Sure. Okay. You can go J.J. Watt there.
Yeah, might as well. He doesn't work for the Raiders.
He doesn't work for either one of those
Or
other
any
ones.
other
Or
team.
Chandler. Oh, no. Chandler Jones works for the Raiders. I'm sorry. The Raiders. Well, go ahead. Click him. And so, again, because Chandler Jones here can work Cardinals, Patriots, and Raiders, Patriots.
Well, for Raiders, can we just go Khalil Mack? He's got a 50 sacks, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Go Khalil Mack there. Then we could go James Garoppolo there. Right?
James Garoppolo.
Jimmy G.
For what was this? Raiders? Patriots?
Raiders, Patriots.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you can go Chandler Jones, Cardinals, Patriots. Okay? All right. Off to a good start.
Yes.
Would you like to finish it out there?
Yes, we could do Zeke.
Zeke and or didn't Stephon Gilmore work there too? Or no, yeah, it does. Don't worry about it. I like Zeke, but yeah. All right. Okay. All right.
Lions, Cardinals, Matt Prater.
Okay. Very nice. All right.
Lions, Raiders. I don't know if this works. I don't know. Khalif Raymond?
I like your
That's
poll,
not
and
cool.
I know he works for the Lions, right?
Yeah. I don't know if
Yeah, we don't need to force it. Don't need to force anything right now. This is weird. Did Ndamukong Suh, did he not play for Dallas? Am I misremembering that?
I don't think so.
Okay. All right. All right. I don't think... Okay, this is a deep pull.
Okay.
Nick Mullins for the Raiders Lions, but I don't feel super confident about that. All right, let's Ted Bridgewater?
For what?
Either one.
I don't think.
Don't think so. Brian Hoyer, no. Marcus Mariota, don't think so. Adrian Peterson, no. He played for the Lions. Calvin Johnson, obviously, no. Oh, man.
Marvin Jones, no. Kenny Golladay,
Wait a minute.
no.
Wait. Marvin Jones, Dallas?
I don't think so.
I know he was in Cincinnati.
Is there any linemen?
That's what I'm just trying to run through that, too. Man. I mean, I'm sure there's like a legacy, you know.
Yeah. God. I mean, did Danny Amendola play for the Raiders or Cowboys?
I don't think so. Not enough that I'd be willing to rip it.
Damn.
Are you sure Ted Bridgewater didn't play for the Raiders at some point in his career?
I don't think so. I mean, I could be wrong.
I know he's played for a lot of teams, but, you know, I'm forcing that too because we've screwed him up before. It doesn't work.
I mean, running backs like
Jeff Okuda?
Wait.
What?
Raiders, Lions, Amir Abdullah?
I mean, I know he works for the Lions. Do you feel confident about him with the Raiders? I think I like that. I think I like Amir Abdullah. Do you feel good about him with the Raiders?
I think.
All right, rip it. Rip it. Wait. I like that. I like it.
Oh, God. Now I don't know. Can we come up with anything else?
See, the problem is this is where we get fouled up. We have a good guess. We don't rip it, and then we're focused on two instead of just singularly focusing on the one. You know what I mean?
I just hate, I don't want it to be wrong.
I know. Nice. All right. Right. Cowboys, Lions. Okay. Okay, Cowboys. Andy Dalton never went to Detroit. Nick Foles never played in Dallas. Eric Ebron, Dallas, no. Wait a minute.
What?
No.
What?
Deion Sanders never played in Detroit.
I don't think so.
Barry Sanders did, but Deion didn't. Right?
Okay.
He was Atlanta, Dallas. Okay. Terrell Owens never went to Detroit.
We have to get this.
I know. It's okay. We have time.
I don't think Kerryon Johnson ever went to the Cowboys.
No.
DeAndre Swift, no.
Marion Barber, don't think so. Wait a minute. Wait. A receiver, not Brandon Cooks, but somebody like that. He was a slot guy. Oh, man, I just picture him running motions in the backfield.
Same era?
Same era. Oh, God. Not Deshaun Jackson, not Brandon Cooks.
Percy Harvin?
No. But like something like that. Oh, God. Dude. Oh, my God.
What does he look like?
I can't even, like, I just picture me like jet handoff sweeps and all that kind of stuff. Like, it's more Detroit. It's more Detroit that I can picture him in that than Dallas. Oh, my God. If we get down to it, for some reason, I think Ted Bridgewater.
Did he play for the Lions?
Oh, I know he played for the Lions.
Did he?
Yeah. And I just picture him in the alternate Dallas Cowboys uniform for some reason. And it's probably wrong. That steers us wrong all the time. But there's, again, it's like he was like a scat back. It wasn't like Reggie Bush or anything like that. It was like, oh my God. It was like Ted Ginn, but it wasn't Ted Ginn.
There's got to be someone like Eric Fisher. No.
No,
I don't even think he played. Actually, no, I think about it for either.
The lineman is what, yeah, like if we were better on the lineman. I mean, the other one is Cam Irving. I know he played in Dallas.
What's that one dude's name? Ziggy Ansah? Did he play for Dallas?
Did he?
I don't know. I'm just trying to think of Detroit draft pick.
Yeah. That's a good pull. Yeah. Damn.
Did Ezekiel Ansah? That's his name, right?
Yeah, Ezekiel. Yeah, he goes by Ziggy.
I mean, C.J. Gardner-Johnson, I don't think he was on the... He's just Philly and
No,
Detroit.
I think he just went to Philly.
Jeff Okudah didn't play for Dallas, did he?
I don't think so. I brought him up earlier. I don't remember him going there.
Gilmore never played in Detroit.
No, Bradley Roby never went to Detroit. Right? Should not be this hard. We are technically at time.
All right, what do you want to rip? I can't wait to read the comments.
I don't know. Will you give me a Google or no?
No. Can I try Zeke Alonso?
Sure.
I mean, can you think of any other draft picks real quick?
No.
We spell Zeke.
It should be right there.
Let's see. Are we sure that's what we want to go with?
No.
Damn it. John Kitna?
Should have known that.
I don't even know who that is.
I know who John Kitna is. Go down. I want to see that list.
All right. What was it again? Lions, Cowboys?
Lions.
John Kitna, Eddie Murray, Kyler Cozier, Gary Cobb, Brock Marion.
All right, go down. See receiver.
Matt Castle. I mean, I don't recognize Dan Campbell. That's funny.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know any of these guys. That was a hard one.
Damn it. All right, well, we'll just rig the rules again.
I legit don't think there's a single player I recognize.
Yeah, I mean, I know John Kitna, but I don't think I would have ever gotten that. Because he also works for Cincinnati, too. Dude.
Yeah, no way anybody knew that in the comments either.
That's tough, man.
Oh, you see, Roy Williams, he got one.
Oh, the safety?
I guess. Chero got that.
Yeah.
Chero, we can't look in the chat for help, though.
I know, that's the problem. That actually is a good pull on Roy Williams, though. I should have gotten that one. I can't believe there was a receiver. I know there was a receiver. Receiving leaders. Lions receiving leaders. Hang on. All right, it's got to be Calvin Johnson, Hermore. No. Was I thinking of Golden Tate? Marvin Jones. Not Kenny Galladay. Not Theo Riddick, Eric Ebron, Hawkinson, Khalif Raymond. You mentioned him earlier. God, I swear there was a receiver that was just, like, it's just like a scat back. He was just all that kind of,
Brian Westbrook?
No, really?
No, I'm asking who you're thinking of.
I have no idea. I
It's okay.
No, it's not. It really isn't. That bothers me oh my God, that's so bad. All right, let's catch a break, recompose ourselves. We'll get to time hop. Obviously,
so the giveaway is already dead this week?
That's why I hate doing it that way. But it's also the excitement of when we get it.
Yeah.
Then we could do the giveaway.
Sucks to fail on a Monday.
We just need to be better. I put it on myself. I am legitimately angry with myself on some of these. Practice, I guess. I don't know. Like, we do it every day. You'd think we'd be getting better. Today was a breeze up until the last one.
What if we get Wordle in 3 tries?
Do you want to try that?
As like do we get does that count for today?
Yeah, we'd have to do it right now.
Okay.
We'd have to do it right now. We're just trying to find ways to get people this giveaway. All right?
Yeah, let me just
reframe it. Do what you need to do.
Oh, yeah, it's actually pretty good already.
All right.
All right, cue the music.
What do you start with? What's your good one to start with?
I don't know. Do we have to get it in 4 tries?
No, I think as long as we get it.
Okay. What do you want to use then?
I mean, people usually start with T's because you get a lot of the vowels. But you're doing 2 E's. You can do tread. All right, so we have an E.
Yes.
You want to start with an E.
And let's use an I and an O, too. So I'm just, thinking around.
Yeah, no, that's fine. That's fine.
That's not a word.
That's not a word. Good try. I like where your head's at. So you want to use an I here?
Or an O. Or an I. Yeah, or an O. Oh, what if we did I don't even know if this is a word. Soul with an E?
No, I don't think so. No. So what about, well, do you want to start with the E?
Sure.
Is there an E? No, I don't want to use A again.
How about
Obviously,
this?
I don't think that's going to... All right. Okay.
So now it starts with an E.
So it starts with an E. E. Okay, so the next letter's got to be O, B, or S. Or L? E, L. I think it's E. Try something E-O.
E-O?
E-O.
Oh, God, what starts with E-O?
I don't even know. Okay. E. Okay, yeah, go E-G. No, I don't like anything with that. Okay, E-O. Yeah, M maybe, I guess. Emancipate.
I'm gonna pay that much.
Too many letters. Yeah, it's like E-L E-F
E-S.
You could do, but then, all right, E, you can do, oh no, because it's an A. If you went essay, like you're right, an essay for school, but then that's two S's and a Y. Wouldn't really help us, you know what I mean? Like, we could do it to further us and see, like, knock out a few other letters, but we know it's not it because there's no A in it. Just start, just start like putting letters up just to kind of get it. No, there's no J. I don't like E-M.
E-F. No.
Just go like.
What if we did like? No.
Evolve is too far. Evolve.
Like E. No, because the S isn't last.
All right. E-K. No. Do you want it? It doesn't really help because then the S, like exams, that would be in the same spot. We'd already be using the X and the A. Yeah, just click some letters in there. Just get me thinking here. O. Try O. O. No. Try I. All right, you just want to go to another word and just use it up and then try to get... All right, so you want to do evils. You could do essay.
Well, I don't want to use an I.
I know. That's what I'm just trying to think. I think we're going to have to do, if we did essay or evil, at least.
But we don't want to do evils because then it puts the S at the end.
I know. That's the other problem. Can you think of a word that puts the S? So then you could do essay and do another S.
All right, whatever. We got to get going.
Yeah, let's just do that. Okay, so now we know the S is there. The Y is off. So E... E-O-S?
Nah.
Yeah, but what other letter could go there? I'm really thinking the only... E-M-S? Yeah, see, that's nothing. So, like... I think it's got to be O. Right?
E-O?
Nothing else looks word. E-O-S.
What can you even spell?
I don't know.
Oh, we're just trash.
I don't know what to tell you, man. We're trash on the grid. We're trash on Wordle. I'm just trying to do giveaways for people. I just want to try to give things away. We make the rules as we go, so we should probably just do what we want.
Dude, Mike, what could it possibly be?
Try... Yeah, I like your thought is. Yeah, that's nothing. ELS. It's going to be a word that we've probably never even heard of before.
Can you will it tell if there's a multiple one in it?
Yeah, like if that other S shows up again.
So it's this.
I don't know if that's actually going to work as a word. Yeah. All right, No. I think it's got to be EHO.
What can you spell with EHO?
I don't know. EGO. Okay, ego. EGO. I'm sorry, EGS. I'm such an idiot. We have an S there, not an O.
Yeah. It doesn't make sense.
None of it makes sense. I know.
Ebs.
All right, do you want to get away from where the S is at and try, now that we know it's there, and just try to get another word that's got something else in it?
Let's just try that.
That's fine. Okay. All right, that's fine. So now we know L. Okay, so E. EHS is so weird.
And dude,
I know. So the one thing is we don't know if there is another E or S in it.
I thought you said this one would be a yellow.
Or I'm sorry, you're right. So we don't know if there's another E in it. You know what I'm saying? So it could be EES.
No.
No. Oh my God. I don't think people are going to give away this week. I don't know. EXS? Go EXS.
Is it even a word?
Yeah, I don't know. Not a word, I guess. I mean, there's two X's in there.
I also see this to see if there's another E.
Okay. So there is another E.
Yeah.
So there is another.
There's no way it's like E.
No, so it could be EE, or it could be E something SE at the end, right? That's got to be what it is. Yeah. So just put some letters in and then put the S and the E at the end. No, put the E at the end. Put like another letter in. Yeah. Just throw another letter in there. So what are the two X's?
Or it could be SE. Oh, no, it couldn't be. You're right.
So it's got to be there.
Because it can't be two. There's no way it's two E's in a row, right?
Yeah. EES.
Yeah, so it's got to be this.
Okay. So then, and we know it's not another S, so it's got to be the letters in there.
Like, now we have to get this.
Oh, I know. KE? No. V? No. We're out of... Okay, so there's got to be a U. I think there has to be a U in here. Sue. X.
Oh, I think I know it.
What?
Is this a word? Is this ensue?
Ensue.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Yes,
Nice. Yes.
Let's go. All right.
All right.
Took more tries than I would have liked.
Monday. It took us 15, 20 minutes. So we count Monday as done. Well done. That was horrible. But you continue the streak for tomorrow.
That's so bad.
It's really bad. Do you even want to break? Do you just want to get right into time op? Let's do it.
Yeah, let's just
do it. All right, let's go. All right. There we go. Let's jump in a little bit of time up. I'll tell you, after this day in history, I think everybody has saw it from Reflog this morning. I unfortunately didn't wear my shirt for it today. Down goes Anderson. Jose Ramirez knocks out Tim Anderson 1 year ago today. I jokingly ask, is that the last time the White Sox have won a game? And it was like Jose slid in, Anderson stood over top of him, Jose said something, Anderson pushed him, and then I thought Anderson, the first time I watched it live, I thought Anderson tripped. And then you watch and you're like, nah, man, he clipped him. And he clipped him pretty good. Jose Ramirez knocks out Tim Anderson. Where do you think that ranks of like all-time Cleveland moments? Top 10? It's not like it was a playoff game. It's not like that game actually meant anything.
Non-actual sport, like, related.
Right. I mean, it was in the game, but it was like not a home run,
I mean, the
strikeout.
call is iconic.
Oh, Hammy just, of course, like, down goes Anderson. He's the best. Jose Ramirez knocks out Tim Anderson 1 year ago today. This day, 2021, the Guardians extended their lease at Progressive Field, staying for at least 2036 with an option for another 10 years past there. They're never leaving. Again, like what that means for the Browns or like whatever's going on over there, but we're going to have baseball in downtown Cleveland for a long time, and I'm very happy to have that. All the way back to 2013. Do you remember the Biogenesis Lab for baseball? That was like the big one that they popped. They handed out 13 suspensions this day, 2013, for the Biogenesis Lab scandal. Alex Rodriguez was the biggest one.
Was that Josh Hamilton?
I think so. Hang on. I'm Googling it to see the name here. The Biogenesis scandal broke in 2013 when several Major League Baseball players were accused of taking PEDs, specifically HGH, from the now defunct rejuvenation clinic Biogenesis of America. An ex-employee annoyed over missing back pay revealed clinic records. MLB sued 6 people connected to it and provided the list of banned substances. 13 players received suspensions of 50 games or more. Alex Rodriguez got 162 games. Ryan Braun, 65. Nelson Cruz, 50. Johnny Peralta got 50. Francisco Cervelli, 50. And it's not all of them. I'm just like picking and choosing the names that you would know. Those are pretty much all the names that you would know. The rest of the guys were pretty much on minor leagues or in the farm system. So the most notable ones, Alex Rodriguez, he originally had 211 games, but he ended up only being like 162. Ryan Braun, 65. Nelson Cruz, 50. Johnny Peralta, 50. And Francisco Cervelli, the only names that I know. But the Biogenesis scandal this day, 2013. This is a damn good class to go in the Hall of Fame, the Football Hall of Fame. This day, 2006. Troy Aikman, John Madden, Reggie White, and Warren Moon all go into the Hall of Fame this day, 2006. Notable, Warren Moon becomes the first black quarterback to enter Canton down there in 2006. Great Hall of Fame induction this past weekend. It usually is. Weather held out, which is always a big part of it, but that's a damn good class right there with those 4. I remember this game vividly, Ryan. There's no way you could have because I think you were -1. Do you know when the Indians came back to beat the Mariners when they were down 12 runs?
No.
So it happened this day, 2001. We were down 14-2 in the 5th inning. We rallied, including 5 runs in the 9th inning to take it to extra innings, and we win 15-14 over the Mariners this day, 2001. I'm pretty sure
Gotta be a club
it
record.
was a day game. I want to say Sunday. Here, let me pull this up for you here. I want to find this game. We won the AL Central that year at 91-7.
I imagine that's a franchise record.
It's got to be. August 5th. Yep, here it is. Okay. Ichiro, Edgar Martinez, John Olerud. So this is how the scoring went. I want to find the scoring. Aaron Seeley got the start for them. So it was 12-0 in the bottom of the 4th. Then 12-2. Then they go up 14-2 in the bottom of the 5th. We didn't score again until the 7th inning. Russell Branyan hits a home run. Hobert Cabrera with a 2-run single. That gets us to 14-5. We go to the 8th inning. Jim Thome hits a home run, 14-6. Marty Cordova, a name I have not thought about in years, hits a 2-run home run to then make it 14-8. Then Omar Vizquel with a RBI double makes it 14-9, heading to the 9th inning. Eddie Taubensee singles. Jim Thome flies out. Then Russell Branyan strikes out. So with 2 outs, Marty Cordova hits a double. Jeff Nelson walks. Bases loaded. Einar Diaz goes single. Taubensee scores. Cordova goes to third. Will Cordero goes to second. Einar Diaz is on first. Kenny Lofton hits a single. Omar Vizquel, that's right, hits a triple to score Cordova, Diaz, and Kenny Lofton to tie the game at 14. We go to extras, and Hobert Cabrera gets a single in the bottom of the 11th to beat the Mariners this day, 2001. There are some names there. John Rocker pitched a scoreless 11th inning.
Nice.
To get that done. John Rocker was a nutcase. Holy cow. What a time. This day, 2001. This day, 1976, the NBA merged with the ABA. The Nuggets, Pacers, Spurs, and New York Nets all joined the NBA. This day, 1976. This day, 1962, Marilyn Monroe was found dead. Probably, would you say, one of the, I would say the most famous, like, starlet, but I mean, she's up there, right?
Yeah,
Got it.
absolutely.
This day, 1921, the first ever Major League Baseball radio broadcast. KDKA broadcasted the Pirates beating the Phillies 8-5. Harold Arlen has the credit of being the first ever baseball broadcaster in history. This is important right here in the city of Cleveland. You know what Garrett Morgan invented?
Garrett Morgan.
Yeah. Garrett Morgan High School here, very famous inventor. Do you know what he invented?
Street light?
That is, well, close. The traffic light.
That's what I meant.
1914, the first ever traffic light was installed on the corner of Euclid and East 105th right here in Cleveland. Thanks to Garrett Morgan. Pretty cool there. Very happy birthday goes out to Miracle Coach Herb Brooks, Patrick Ewing. I'm not wishing Patrick Reed a happy birthday. I can't stand him. Former Browns cornerback Kevin Johnson, Adam Yauch of the Beastie Boys, James Gunn, Maureen McCormick, who played who on what famous show?
Reed McCormick?
Maureen McCormick.
No idea.
She played Marsha Brady on the Brady Bunch. And the late, great Mr. Neil Armstrong.
I think the Browns said it's Ethan Posick's birthday.
Oh, did they? I'll have to write that down. There you go. It's a very happy birthday there. All right, 440 today. 2 movies, 2 TV shows. Excited to see how you do. All right, we go back to a movie that came out this day, 2016. When I tell you, I've never been so excited for a movie to come out for it to be one of the biggest pieces of crap I've ever watched in my life.
Wow, really? It's that bad?
It's really bad. And
Suicide Squad?
That is correct.
Wow.
The first one.
Yeah.
Dude, I watched
really
that
bad.
before. So here's what happened. They made it, and it was a dark movie, as it really should be. Marvel was having all this success, and they said, wait a minute, we got to redo it. It's got to be light, and a bunch of neon signs and all that kind of ruined the fucking movie. Horrible movie. That first trailer that came out from Comic-Con, and I know he sucked, but you got Jared Leto's Joker, I was over the moon, man. I was like, this movie's going to kick ass, and it sucked. It was absolutely horrible. Suicide Squad. All right, next up, another horrible movie that was a remake of a very famous show from the 70s and the 80s surrounding 2 cousins who drive really fast.
2 cousins who drive really fast? Is that Fast and Furious?
No.
When did this movie come out?
The movie came out in 2005. The television show ran from 1979 to 1985.
Dukes of Hazzard?
Yeah, did you ever see that with
Yeah.
Johnny Knoxville and Sean William Scott?
I did see it.
We all got the music video with Jessica Simpson. That's probably the best thing to come out of that, but that's all right. Dukes of Hazzard is correct. All right, 2 TV shows on the way out for you. We go back to this day, 2003. This was a short-lived television show, but it was an American teen drama on Fox that aired for a total of 4 seasons. And it surrounds a group of kids who live in Southern California. I don't know if you're going to get
90210?
No, good guess. I never really watched it, but it was like, I knew it was really popular around like people of my age.
Really?
Adam Brody, Ben McKenzie.
Gilmore Girls?
No, I'll give it. This one's a tough one. The OC. You ever watch The OC?
No.
Ever heard of it? Yeah. My wife's a big fan of The OC. All right, final one. This day, 1998. An American version of a British television show that actually they brought some of the actors over. This show was so popular with my generation because it was an improv sketch show. There's been several reincarnations of it.
Whose line is it anyway?
That is correct. That is correct.
Let's go.
The original, I ain't knocking the British one or the new one that they tried to remake, because they brought back like Ryan Stiles and Colin Mockery and Wayne Brady. That run of the Drew Carey, whose line is it anyway? Dude, undefeated. Undefeated. I got to find out if that's streaming anywhere.
It's on Hulu.
Is it?
Yeah.
I got to go back and watch that, man. I'm watching too many things right now. So we finished our first season of True Detective. I got to, you know what? Remind me tomorrow for our 2 for Tuesday. I want to ask the people if we should venture into season 2. Because it's an anthology series,
I know, yeah.
so every season is different. Season 1 kicked ass. I'm wondering if we should mess with season 2. So we're done with that, with my wife and I watching it. I'm knee deep into the new Batman animated series. And I'm trying to watch House.
Yeah.
And man, I wouldn't give back to go back and watch the original Whose Line Is It Anyway?
Did you see Deadpool and Wolverine yet?
No, and
I
now
saw it
everything's
yesterday.
been leaked out
I saw
for
it
me.
yesterday.
I need to go so bad. And I was really going to try to go this week, and then Lomon, and I'm not complaining in the least, ESPN texted me like, hey, can you basically host most of this week? And I was like, absolutely, I'm in.
It was a pretty good movie. I mean,
that's like...
I wouldn't say it was amazing.
Well, do you think it sets up the rest of the MCU like everybody's talking about? Are there just an obscene amount of cameos?
So many.
So many. And I've already had some spoiled for me. So that's the crappy thing for me.
Yeah, a lot of cameos.
Well, I'll make myself feel better if we ace this parlay. For the Guards! Let's go. Tonight, 640 Progressive Field. Guardians are the dog tonight. Diamondbacks a slight -120 favorite. Guardians +100. Total 8.5. Oh my God, why does this thing never log me in correctly? Yes, it is me. Yes, I'm in the state of Ohio. I shouldn't complain because I don't want my account getting hacked. All right, here we go. Again, minus now 125 for Arizona. Guardians +105. 8.5 is the over-under here. On the hill tonight, Zach Gallen taking on Logan Allen. Last 3 starts for Zach Gallen, 3 wins, 6 innings, 6 and 4 strikeouts. Ryan, he has given up 4 earned runs over his last 3 starts. Over has hit just 1 of those 3 starts, though. Logan Allen, we got to go a little while back for him. A loss and 2 no decisions, giving up 2, 3, and 6 runs over just 4 innings work average over his last 3 starts. Now, here is the thing about Logan Allen. He's got 9, 3, and 5 strikeouts in his last 3 starts. MLB strikeouts by team in 2024. Let me find you this. Arizona comes into this game 8th best in baseball for striking out. They only strike out 7 times per game. So maybe 4 on Logan Allen. Let's get your trends. Over has hit Arizona's 7 out of their last 8 games. They're 5-1 straight up in their last 6, 7-3 in their last 10 against Cleveland, and 4-1 straight up their last 5 games on the road for the Diamondbacks. For the Guardians, over has hit 5 out of their last 6 games. They're 5-2 straight up in their last 7. The over has hit 4 out of their last 5 games at home. Hot series versus Baltimore will do that. And the over has hit 4 out of their last 6 games against the Arizona Diamondbacks. What do you like for tonight? How about 5? How about this? 4 strikeouts for Logan Allen. Do you like 4? 3?
1?
No. It's got to be more than that. I like 3 strikeouts for Logan Allen. I kind of like 5 for Zach Gallen.
Yeah, he's starting today.
Okay. Hits. Quan. Josh Bell on the return to Cleveland. Jose's got to get a hit. I mean, he's raking right now, right?
He is raking.
All right, Jose 1. And then do I take Guardians win? How about this? Alternate over-under total over 6.5 runs.
I like that.
You like that? That gets me to 475. Logan Allen 3, Zach Gallen 5, Jose 1 hit, over 6 runs, plus 475. I'll put a 10 spot on that. 10 wins me 80 with a boost here on Bet 365. You in?
I'm in.
I'm in. Let's go. And I still have Katie Moon going on Wednesday for that. Great stuff. All right, get it done tonight, guards. Back in action tomorrow for a 2 for Tuesday. Don't forget tonight, we got Hanford Dixon coming up. We've also got the Come Get Some with the Williams boys. And, of course, Reflogging crew for the Big Play Cleveland show. Golf outing still available. BigPlay.com to get into our outing August 31st over there at Little Mountain. It's going to be great. So check it out there. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Oh, our bracket.
Oh, yeah. You want to announce it?
Yeah, let's announce it right now. We're starting Browns training camp. Your favorite obscure Browns. What do you want to do? Obscure/training camp hero?
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to tweet that out.
Devin Kajust.
Remember Josh Cooper?
Roback?
Brogan Roback? All of it. So we're going to need a lot of suggestions on this. We're going to need a lot of suggestions on this. So I'll tweet it out at Matt Fontana 83. Follow me there. Follow the show at Matt Fontana Show. And we'll talk to you tomorrow for that. For Ryan Tyler, I'm Matt Fontana. As always, take it easy.